Guess I'll just make this line even longer. Chase you all the way over there. I wonder if part of the supply issue here is just the fact that so many people are training. They're taking a tiny bit of attrition. Do we have anyone that's actually red? No, nobody is red anymore. Okay. Italy took one state. Ethiopia has capitulated. Gotcha. And yes, Ultra Hill, I saw that you were saying that I should make sure to complete the... Also, hey Ultra. 5-year plans. So I want to make sure I get those done early. That was definitely one of my early plans to get that finished. And that's true, you can automatically grab everyone that's undersigned. I always forget that exists. And yeah, you do get supply from the hubs. So actually putting you out that way was probably a mistake, because there are a lot more hubs over here. It's just generally that you're going to find the supply... It's kind of annoying that you can't stay in the supply line for this. Did I just... Wow. How's that? Pretty much chased that almost perfectly, just as a random line. There we go. Oh yeah, units are way better able to deal with this. So, remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory close to the French border, a clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Turkey seizes control of the Bosphorus. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk has declared that the Turkish Straits will now fall under the complete control of Turkey, thus giving the Turkish government the ability to close the straits to us at their discretion. This farcical circus matters little to us. We're not going to pick a fight with Turkey over this. We really can't afford to. You were suggesting that we take a look at our decisions. There doesn't seem to be anything of particular interest there right now. And we now need to get those factories built. We currently have 85. We are building more. But in the meantime, we should go and start scrolling all the way over to the other end of the tree with beaten but not defeated. Starts the process towards the Soviet Civil War, the Soviet Union between the Communists and the opposition in exile, political power plus 25. It is clear that the Communists have led our once proud country down a treacherous path. Sooner or later, the countries at our borders will sense the weakness inherent in the regime and pounce. If we are to save our beloved motherland, we must remove the Communists from power. What, no one's read? In the Soviet Union? Turkey remilitarizes the Turkish Straits. Turkey and the Soviet Union have come to an agreement on revising the Treaty of Lausanne, which was signed and implemented after the nascent Republic of Turkey repulsed the Entente in the Turkish War of Independence. So be it. And there are still a few issues with supply. And a couple of them are actually tanks. So let's go ahead and split the tanks out. And we're going to give the tanks their own train line to sit on, which is going to be down here. And we'll give the mountaineers their own. Joseph Stalin, concerned with factionalism. It's hard to see the rail tracks when it's snowing. In a recent session of the Central Committee, Comrade Joseph Stalin noted the growing factionalism inside the party. while all members of the committee were quick to reassure him of their full and unconditional support. This has apparently done very little to ease his concerns. According to Comrade Joseph Stalin, we must always be vigilant for saboteurs and wreckers who plot against the state, in whatever possession they may be. This news is a bit of a surprise to many in the party who believe that the threat of the party split ended with Trotsky's exile. So the paranoia system is now active. This unlocks the political paranoia decisions. Stalin gained political paranoia, which is ideology drift defense plus 10, and political paranoia will increase by 1 a week. Political advisors with the trait head of the NKVD will increase political paranoia weekly. Is there anything to his worries? So here it is. An atmosphere of suspicion and mistrust hangs over the Soviet Union. Joseph Stalin's concerns about factionalism within the party grow as countless accusations and alleged acts of sabotage trying to do too many things at once. Acts of sabotage, wreckage and espionage are being investigated by the NKVD. And I'm going to pour myself some tea, so bear with me a second. Stalin? Paranoid? Quite a surprise. Does the Tsarist path influence the AI decisions of Germany? Don't know, but we've set everything to random, so we'll see what Germany does. Black Cayman, thank you very much for the 21-month resubscription. Very much appreciate that support as well. And Woodworm. Cheers. And in fact, there was another drink tea earlier. Silver Knight. Well, this is Woodworms. That's still very hot. And this is Silver Knights. Because technically, Foxen asked earlier, but I did drink water, but it was a drink tea, so here's some tea. Okay. So we can now forge satisfactory production reports, which will decrease the paranoia by 20. It's currently 0. Going up by 2, though. So we'll wait until the paranoia has risen high enough to then do something about that. And now everyone's requesting that I drink tea because they saw how hot it was. Well, you can wait. Right, let's get mechanical computing. What kind of tea is this? This is tea. Earl Grey. Very hot. Yes, I imagined it would reduce it instantly, which is why I'm waiting. The Second Russian Civil War. The threat of yet another civil war is upon us. We must prepare ourselves for the worst and ensure control of as much of the country and the armed forces as possible. But we must also be careful to avoid drawing too much attention, or Joseph Stalin might force our hands before we are ready. So war support is currently 10% in the army, 2% in the navy, 2% in the air force. Popular support is 0. Popular support affects Joseph Stalin's surrender level and adds partisan units during the war. Daily 20% risk of Stalin starting a war when paranoia is over 90%. And then we can select a base. Well, there is only one suitable location for our base. I just need to find it. And that is, of course, the mighty city of Kemerovo. Rurik will rise again! Oh, it has to be in Cheetah. Oh, man! I thought that would actually let me choose. Disappointed. Oh, and I need new national focus before that ticks over too quickly. So we can have the unification of the exiles. Oh, wow. Our factories actually grew really, really rapidly. And there was also a suggestion to change to partial mobilization as soon as possible. But that will cost 150 political power. Opiate to the masses gains stability and communists lose support, or we can have political power gain. Political paranoia goes up by 10 and allows interactions with foreign powers for aid during the Russian Civil War when a headquarters has been created. So let's go ahead and do that. After the revolution and the Civil War, many people preferred exile over the so-called justice of the new regime. They're still out there, dreaming of the day when Russia will once again be free. What that Russia's political system looks like is secondary to them. Before we can create the government the country needs, we first have to take power. And we can do that better together. You're now drinking Earl Grey as well. I approve. Okay, so we did have a couple more drink teas coming in. This one's Woodworm again. Second London Naval Treaty has been signed. Delegations from Britain, France, Italy, Japan and the US met in December of 1935 to discuss a renewal of the First London Naval Treaty, which restricted the number and the size of the cruisers and the submarines. And then this is going to be Atomarius. And then Chundalord. Right, how is the paranoia? Paranoia is at 12%. Still very much in hand. You guys aren't training, I just noticed. Jump to it! So fuel is still actually rising despite the fact that the entire military of the Soviet Union is right now drilling. That's quite impressive. Oh wow, we've built all of the submarines already, so we are now working on the 2 Kirov class cruisers, which also means that we should put these guys into their own fleet and have you start drilling. And then we have another technology. And for this, I think we're going to start working on concentrated industry. There's no real reason to go dispersed. I don't think, not with a nation this size. And we have 105 political power, so we could add a theorist or one of the chiefs. Wait, that's not political power anymore, though, is it? That's... Oh, it is political power. Political power and command power. So bringing Voroshilov is actually really cheap because he's only 50. Oh, and he does drill. He gives you army experience. Oh, they all give army experience. It's just that Timoshenko gives you the most. Depending on their rank, I guess. Can't do mobilization, it's not Kaiserreich, they cost 150. And yeah, that's true. We should designate these guys to the Baltic. So I wonder where those guys went. Black Sea. Unless I befriend Turkey, and then I can get out. Oh well. Well, they're submarines. Submarines can... Right? No, submarines can't pass either. Well, that's a bit of a wibble. So I guess we could waste a tiny bit of political power trying to raise relations. Except that still wouldn't be friend, we'd still be neutral. Surprised that neutral powers aren't allowed to. Send in the Soviet canoes. Ah well, so it goes. They were rubbish submarines anyway. They'll be good for blocking naval invasions into the Crimea. Stalin ensures the loyalty of a general. He's going after Timoshenko. Oh, and we're at the 20%. So we're going to go ahead and forge those satisfactory production reports right now. Because there'll be 90 days where they need to tick up again. We're now working on the unification of the exiles, which will increase the paranoia again. Okay, next we've got the national unification, which increases the popularity of fascism non-aligned. The True Tsars does the same thing, and the fascist women's movement. I think we'll probably do the national unification. Oh, no, hang on. We're going to go to partial mobilization, so we can get faster factory stuff. Now we're at 91. That's by far and away the biggest modifier. If we are to survive the wars to come, we cannot allow ourselves to be disunited. Whatever different political views we may hold, ultimately we are all Russians. And now we can offer Vladivostok to Japan. We can give up Sakhalin for arms. And Baku oil rights to Germany for a military build-up. Well, I'm pretty happy to give up Sakhalin to Japan. I have no real intention of defending that. Giving up Vladivostok seems a bit much, though. Japan will supply weapons. The negotiations with the Japanese have been successful. Japan have promised to supply our cause with arms in return for control of the northern part of Sakhalin. A heavy price, but hopefully worth it. And paranoia is at 19% already. Remember, if it gets to 90, then there's a high chance that bad things will start to happen again. The reactionaries are already selling out the country to foreign capital. Istar, it's just good business. Huzzah! Radar? I feel a bit of a loss of what to research now that I don't need to worry about doctrines. Could also start working towards heavy and medium tank designs. Let's take a look at the tank designer. Do you do anything particularly special for us? So, Morozov is max speed and reliability. Astarov is reliability and soft attack. Okmo is soft attack and armor. Maizichi is armor, huzzah, version, equipment capture, ratio. 15% equipment capture. And then Kirov reporting, is armor and heavy, hard attack. And you know what, Kirov, if I do my heavy tanks with infantry support, heavy infantry support tanks, Kirov would be a really good designer for that, because those tend to be tank destroyers, because you don't need as many of them. Airships in the next DLC, please. Don't forget to upgrade your AT, AA, and RT now, as those are tank arms too now. That is a very good point. And I think I might go and upgrade my big guns, because we do rather like our artillery, and this does open up medium howitzers, improve small cannons, and close support guns, plus increasing the soft attack of our regular artillery. That sounds good to me. Right, we want to build some more stuff. Do we have any other states where we have a construction of 80? Short answer is yes. The longer answer is no. Well, alright then. We're up to 25% paranoia. And it's gotten rid of the rest of the focus because we've done the beaten not defeated, so all of the others have been removed with the exception of the Marxism-Leninism for some reason. So that we don't need to scroll across the entire focus tree anymore, which I must say is pretty handy. 87, but I have 92. Oh, the others are from trade. Okay, so it is actually going to take us a little while to get to that. So I guess if you really want to finish that quickly, then you should build dockyards, because those count as factories. I can see that being a multiplayer meta now, is just to build like 16 dockyards so that you can finish the 5-year plan earlier. Hey Ben, how are you doing? Rigid Airship Focus DLC takes notes. You gotta have those Kirovs reporting. Right, national unification. Finito. We could embrace the Black Hundreds. Unlocks on-map decisions to infiltrate states, making them controlled at the start of the Second Russian Civil War. I think that would be a really nice one to get early so we can start trying to take over things. So we can approach Semyov. What about wrangle? Is wrangle a thing? Can we wrangle? I'm not seeing a wrangle. Wrangle was assassinated in 1928, was he? Aww. Disappointed! Well, we're still going to embrace the Black Hundreds. Back in the old days, before the chaos of the revolution, there were groups of men who believed. They believed in a strong Russia, a united Russia, a Russia that could not be afraid of itself. They were called the Black Hundreds. While their surviving members are now spread across the many different countries, they still believe, and we can find them and bring them back. I don't think I'm going to do those two. I mean, it depends how much oil exactly you're demanding. I'm guessing that means the whole thing, though. And Germany is still going to be an enemy. We're not going to be German aligned. Like, if we were going fascist Russia, which is down the same path, then selling the oil rights to Germany is pretty much a no-brainer. But we're not. KGB headquarters in Archangel suffered a major fire and was almost destroyed. Shortly after, a man came looking for help. "I'm sorry, we can't do anything," said the receptionist. "The building is burned down." 5 minutes later, the receptionist received another call. Same reply. 5 minutes later, yet another call from the same man. "Why do you keep calling? I told you the building burned down." "I know, I just like hearing it." Are we still doing the Romanov Restoration? Yes, we are. The Games of the 11th Olympiad. The 11th Olympic Games were recently held in Berlin, Germany. Attended by athletes from 49 different nations across the world, the 1936 Summer Olympics are the first in history to have enjoyed limited live television coverage. The Games were a significant propaganda victory for the German regime, which spent lavishly on the event. German athletes saw the most success, winning 33 gold medals, while the Americans came in second with 24. 4 of these were won by Jesse Owens, the single most successful athlete at the Games. Disloyalty of the NKVD. A group of junior NKVD officers have approached Joseph Stalin with evidence that the current head of the NKVD has been making plans to take over the control of the capital in the event of major unrest. They believe that this is merely a ruse and that these plans are in fact aimed at taking over the government by force. Upon being confronted with this evidence, the head of the NKVD initially tried to explain that these are routine plans that have existed for years and which have merely been upgraded recently. Following further investigation and thorough interrogation, however, he has revealed the existence of a large network of foreign agents inside the NKVD who are plotting with the foreign agencies to overthrow the government. So Genrikh Yagoda retires. Political paranoia goes down by 30. However, with Yezhov in, political paranoia goes up an extra 2 a week. Or paranoia goes up by 10, we lose political power. I mean, paranoia is already at 37. Enemy operative detection chance, capture chance, civilian intelligence to others reduced, agency upgrade time reduced. That basically buys us 15 weeks before this just starts getting worse. In fact, less than that, because the political paranoia will go up an extra 2. I actually kind of feel like these charges being made up is probably the better option. And yeah, stability would hurt. Where's the NKVD stuff? The PCDI. I don't know if we actually have anything to do with the NKVD anymore. Ah, okay, so it doesn't go 2 and then 4. It's just that these guys have double the paranoia of Yagoda. I'm actually kind of okay keeping Yagoda around. I don't really care. Done. New achievement idea. Tsarist Russia have 24 armoured car divisions consisting fully of Lend-Lease or licensed American cars. Achievement. Jeep Wrangler. I like that. Okay, so how many factories are we at? Not enough. So we should continue down here. So covert operations. Unlocks decisions to frame party members and military personnel. Muster the old guard. Popularity in non-aligned goes up. Recruit the youth union. Motorized infantry units. Fascism goes up. Or Semyov goes up. Recruit extra cavalry divisions. Couldn't possibly ignore that one. Well, I think we're going to muster the old guard. Because we're going to go with the non-aligned. There are still many who fought for the Tsar and country. They have grown older and softer, but the experience that war teaches is irreplaceable. If we can reach them, they would form an experienced core for the new army when the time comes to reclaim the country. By publicly denouncing any talk of counter-revolution, we should be able to divert the attention of the NKVD away from our agents. However, it might also mean we lose some supporters who believe in the Vol's dismissal. So we'll lose some political paranoia. But we may lose some troops. Stalin Constitution apparently failed. I did not catch what that did. We're already up to 51% political paranoia. And he's ensuring the loyalty of Primakov, Zimonite Terrorist Center. Joseph Stalin's working to complete the Zimonov Terrorist Center focus. Political paranoia increases by 30. Stalin will start the Great Purge. This purge will not be avoidable. We'll have the first Moscow trial. And then at that point, I guess that the paranoia probably goes through the roof. So this really is a bit of a ticking time bomb here. Oh, hang on, we can infiltrate stuff. Where are those? Oh. Well, that's the expensive one, so I think I want to do that one early. We'll go for Amur, which I'm hoping is Vladivostok region 2. No, it wouldn't be. And that's where our capital is going to be. Alright, let's go for Amur. And I'd love to start working on these, but with paranoia being so high, we need to be very, very careful. Reports have come in from various naval bases noting a slight increase in the amount of spare parts requested for urgent repairs of some of these ships. While the reports claim that these damages were suffered from regular wear and tear as well as training exercises, the NKVD is not so sure. Joseph Stalin has taken a personal interest in the matter and wants a thorough investigations into any allegations of sabotage. So we can purge the shipyards, which will drop research speed, dockyard output, and naval equipment refitting, and naval experience cost for a year. Support for the opposition in the Navy will also increase by 5%. Or we say, nah, this is normal. Oh no, we're doing a full investigation into the Navy. Can't trust the Navy, guys. Absolutely not. Full of insurgents.